What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Oh, welcome if it's your first time here. I have a question. Do you think we're getting ready to go into direct military conflict with Russia? It's already been a proxy war, but is the United States and NATO going to be in direct confrontation with Russia? I think so, but if you listen to the mainstream media here in the U.S., they will tell you that Ukraine is winning this war. They are pushing Russia back. They're taking territory. All we need to do is send Ukraine a few more $100 billion in support, some more tanks, some more advanced weaponry, some long-range rocket systems, some more small arms ammunition. Just keep funding Ukraine, sending everything we have to Ukraine, and they will win this war. However, if you listen to other sources, credible sources, if you listen to news outlets in other countries talking about this war, and they will tell you that Ukraine is losing this war and that Russia is winning decisively. And you've also probably heard that Russia is building this massive force up, this offensive force of, I think it's 350,000 troops up to 1 million troops with all kinds of support, logistics. They're getting ready to launch a major offensive into Ukraine. And 350,000 to 1 million troops, that is more than just an offensive force. That is a take over and occupy force, in my opinion. The United States and NATO have been planning for this war for the last 8 to 10 years, sending in ammunition, firearms, training, weapon systems, tanks, and things like that into Ukraine, because they're planning on this war to overthrow Putin in Russia. They want to put in their own dictator in Russia. And they thought that they can bait Russia into attacking Ukraine and not offer any type of peace agreements or anything like that and get this war started, that Ukraine would be able to send back wave after wave of thousands of Russian troops that have been killed back to their families in Russia, and the people would get angry. If you see your children coming back in body bags by the thousands over this war in Ukraine, the people are going to blame Putin. That was the plan. They also thought they put in these massive sanctions, and it's supposedly the most sanctioned country in the world right now, in history I think it was. And they thought they put these sanctions in and they would also cripple Russia financially. And the people would be hungry, starving, financially broke, and living in complete misery. Poverty, bags coming back with their children in those body bags, and they thought that would be enough to get the people in Russia to overthrow Putin. They wanted to destabilize Russia, to weaken Putin, and eventually overthrow Putin and replace Putin with their own puppet dictator like they did in Ukraine. It's not worked out that way. We see now Russia has actually, their gross domestic product has actually grown. They've gotten stronger. The ruble has gotten stronger. They've increased ties with China. They're growing their BRICS nations. They are better off now than they were before the war actually started. They're winning the ground war in Ukraine. And they're fixing to, like I said, with this massive force, it's going to take over Ukraine. They're going to occupy Ukraine. And as the United States and NATO, when this happens, and it's going to happen, is NATO and the U.S. going to say, well, that didn't go as planned. Russia won. Let's take her ball and go home? I don't think so. When that happens and they see there's no hope whatsoever, and they see that now, I think they know Russia's going to win this war in Ukraine. It's been going on for a year now. Russia's made great strides towards that victory, and it's coming very, very soon. I think within the next couple of months, there's going to be complete victory over Ukraine by Russia. The United States and NATO, with all their planning and all the resources already spent, are they going to say, well, Putin won, Russia's more stronger now than they were, so let's just go home and forget about this? Or are they going to directly get involved, more so than they are now, more than this proxy war? Are they going to start shooting missiles, for example, into Ukraine against Russian forces? Are they going to be expanding this war out to include all of NATO? Most likely, in my opinion. And when they do, that has a great potential of escalating into nuclear war with Russia. You know, we're poking powers that have advanced hypersonic nuclear missiles that are capable of hitting the United States in minutes. These people are lunatics. The people who run the United States, people running NATO, are complete lunatics. And they're betting, I think, that Putin and Russia won't use nukes because they think that, because of this guaranteed mutual destruction, that Russia won't use nukes. However, you know, I think they probably will. If you look at their military doctrine, their doctrine is to use nukes if they feel like they are under great threat of being exterminated. And if you had the United States and NATO killing Russian troops in Ukraine and possibly inside of Russia, it's going to escalate into nuclear war, in my opinion. The United States and NATO, in my opinion, know this is going to go to a direct war between the United States and NATO and Russia. And when it does, I think that China is going to invade Taiwan. You're going to see North Korea attack South Korea. You're going to see Iran attack Israel. It's going to explode all into this Third World War, unfortunately. I watched a video that KC Little Owl sent to me. Great channel, need to subscribe, by the way. KC Little Owl, K and a C, Little Owl. Not Casey, but KC Little Owl. She sent a video to me about 3 or 4 hours ago of Vice President Camel Toe Harris talking in Munich. And she was saying there to that crowd, I forgot what it was called now, but she was giving a speech to the crowd. And she said that the United States has determined that Russia and essentially Putin are guilty of crimes against humanity. And we can't stand for that. We're going to do something about that. We're going to have justice for that. Crimes against humanity. So they know it's escalating, and they're working this up to this escalation. And they're hoping that they can get into the war with Russia, and that Russia won't actually use nukes. Unfortunately, in my opinion, they will. And like I said, when that breaks loose, you're going to see China invade Taiwan. You're going to see North Korea attack South Korea. You're going to see Iran attack Israel. It's going to be a domino effect. It's going to be, it has potential to break out very quickly within months here into all-out World War III, with millions of deaths and with millions dead, and possibly, like I said, nuclear war between the United States and Russia, China, United States, North Korea, attacking South Korea with nukes maybe. It's a mess. And it's like that we're being led, I'll use that term loosely, being led by lunatics around the world. Lunatics. No effort to de-escalate from the start. This whole war in Ukraine could have been avoided, in my opinion. But they didn't want to avoid that. They want to build it up because, like I said, they want to overthrow Putin. It's not working out the way they wanted. It's not working out the way they planned. So this is going to be the next stage of the plan, I think, in all out World War III. So what can we do? You can prep, stockpile food like we've been doing, gain skills, get armed, stockpile ammunition. You might want to get some chemical, biological, nuclear protection. If you have a basement, convert it into a fallout shelter, a root cellar, convert it into a fallout shelter. If you have the money to put in a nice shelter, wouldn't hurt to do that, in my opinion, right now, because I think it's going to escalate, unfortunately. Hopefully I'm wrong. You know, I don't have no inside knowledge as far as being in the end group that's making all these plans and things. But if you look at what's being said, what's being done, how this war's went, it's obvious what's going to happen. That's going to expand. I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, I hope that it does it. I hope I'm completely wrong about this. I hope that when Putin wins this war in Ukraine and takes Ukraine, occupies Ukraine, the United States and NATO says, well, we tried to overthrow Putin, we lost, so let's take our ball and go home and forget about all this and let's try to focus on our own countries and our own economy and try to build something up again. Unfortunately, no, that's not what's going to happen in my opinion, but hopefully it will. But I don't think so. I'm starting to ramble now, guys, because when you start thinking about these things and how drastic it could be, and all the death, destruction, you know, if they went all out nuclear war with the United States, China, Russia, North Korea, Israel, Iran, with the weapons we have now, I mean, it would be the end of the world as we know it. And we wouldn't feel fine. Don't you think in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen? Do you agree, disagree? Thought the video was thought-provoking. Give it a thumbs up, really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video, hopefully.